What's up, y'all? Today we're kicking off the Christmas reviews with this new for 2022 Christmas inflatable 9.5-foot Yeti, which from the moment I saw it, I knew I needed to have it. I mean, this is, instantly, first few things to talk about here is first, a Yeti. It is a Yeti. We don't see many Yetis at all. I shouldn't even say that. This, to my knowledge, is the first Yeti that I think we've seen in at least the past 10 years. Not even a cheap fan Yeti or anything. So this is a huge, a kind of a big deal, where it's not a licensed character, but it is a brand new, I guess it's a winter character, I guess. But yeah, Yeti. I love the design of this one. It's kid friendly. It's cutesy, but it appeals to everyone. It appealed to me, and I love, big, crowd pleaser inflatables. So, this is great. I love this. We first saw this, I think, back in early September when those first few pictures leaked, and one of the few pictures was actually of this one, and I absolutely loved it. So, love that I was able to pick this guy up. This is being sold at Lowe's this year, actually, for $100. And just segueing into this next part here, just to talk about this, just get it out of the way. The box design. I'm going to get to the box design, but, just take a look at the box. Two things, obviously, the Holiday Living box design, which, yes, I will get to. But also, just to knock this out of the way, the background. This is a brand new background that I don't think they've ever used before. I don't think many people picked up on that, but it has frost on the roof. They never do that. And, the shrubs with the lights on them and stuff, and snow on the pathway and everything. This is a brand new background, which I'm absolutely loving. So, yeah, this is, just looking at it, just to get a first glimpse at the box here. Can't wait to see this guy inflated. Let's go ahead and get to the box design. All right, let's go ahead and get to the box design. So this is obviously what a lot of people are, kind of shocked about, is this is the new Holiday Living box design. Back, I guess, from popular demand. It's unlike any company to, go with a new box design and then all of a sudden switch back this isn't, what they had originally. This is even better. But I'm absolutely loving this green box design with whatever this is. It's art-ish, but let's go ahead and take a look at the back here. There's the person compared to it. This is a pretty big Yeti. Again, this is not a cheap fan. This is a brand new big base fan Yeti, which, that's definitely a good appealing, aspect of it that appeals to everyone, is that it's kid-friendly, but it's also big, and I'm sure this will be a crowd pleaser. But yeah, this is, again, Lowe's, distributed by Lowe's, 2022. Love the new box design, Holiday Living box design. The top is the same exact thing. It's not, just a logo. It's the same picture on all five sides now, including the lid. But yep, can't wait to see this guy inflated. Let's go ahead and get it inflated. All right, now that we have it inflated, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the details. So first things first, the sign. I absolutely love the sign. I'm glad they didn't just go with, his other arm, just down by his side. I love the sign. I get it's cheesy, is it Christmas Yeti, but it's good for the families, especially since I have I live in a prime area for people to drive by. Over 500 people at least. Probably over 1,000 people have actually in different ways have reached out to say how much they love driving by it every single day, and it's become a Christmas tradition for them. So that's why this is the kind of direction I'm going in now, where I'm going to start doing more elaborate big displays. And most of it's going to be, strictly just for the families and for the children and stuff. And I think that definitely this is a huge, aspect of why I wanted to get this, is because it's amazing. It's just, again, it appeals to everyone, and I absolutely love it. Now, this actually does have a YEF 60, which is very disappointing. But it does the job, but, you can push in on it, and what I mean by that is, I keep wanting to spread this message here, is that everyone keeps trying to tell people that you need this big, industrial fan like a tornado fan to go in it. And realistically, you don't need them for most of the ones that people would say that you need them for. Like if someone would say that you need a tornado fan or this big, powerful fan for this, you absolutely don't need it. I'd go with an 80, to be honest, because an 80, yes, there is a difference between a 60 and an 80. They are a little bit more powerful. The 80 is a little bit more powerful than the 60. So I think that would get most of the wrinkles out of it, because you can see wrinkles on it, but, it inflates great. I'm not complaining too much. Also, I can see the strand of C7s. I think it has four C7s, maybe six, maybe the standard six, but right now I'm seeing four. But yeah, I definitely love the new, turquoise that they're using for the face and for the claws. Absolutely love it. I think the Santa hat is a little bit, off. It feels more like he's sitting on his head rather than on his head, like how you'd put a hat on and wrap around your forehead. It feels like that's just, sitting on his head. But, still looks great. You wouldn't think anything of it when you drive by. But yeah, let's go ahead and get an up-close view of it. Well, now that we've seen it during the day, let's go ahead and get the night view. All right, now that we've taken a pretty good look at it, let's go ahead and rate it. So the first category is, of course, design, and I'm going to have to give this, a 9 or a 10, perfect 10 out of 10, because, well, actually, I think the thing that would make this a little bit better is if the instead of it just being white fabric, I think they should have done, the fuzzy plush material, because it is a Yeti. So that's the one thing, and maybe, sparkle, the whatever you call it, the tinsel, whatever, or just, or metallic, just metallic fabric for the claws. And I think that would be, that would be really, really cool rather than, it just being basic. But, I'm not complaining much, especially for the price, $100, rather than, sure, it could be better, back in the day it would be a lot better, but, it is what it is. It's an amazing inflatable. It's pretty big already. I'm up to about the top of his scarf, right there. So it's pretty big. I think if you put this outside of like a Christmas walkthrough, this would be a great one for people to take pictures with their kids. But yeah, definitely loving this one. I think that they did a great job with this one. Because it could be a lot worse, but it could be, it could be better, like what I just described to you, what I think would make it better, but at least it was made, and at least, we have a Yeti, and I think for the first time ever, this might be, I don't know, I'm sure, more people know about, more different types of inflatables from the past than I do, but this, I mean, to my knowledge, this is the first Yeti we've seen in at least a good while, like 10 years, maybe 15 years, maybe they made a classic Yeti, but other than that, probably not. So definitely amazing to see that they have released a Yeti finally, and it's not a flop. It's not like just little cheap fan Yeti. This is a big bass fan Yeti that I'm absolutely loving. So definitely a 9 or a 10, perfect 10 out of 10 for a design. Now let's talk about quality. Already I've noticed a little hole on the stitches where basically the machine that sews it automatically missed a stitch, and that happens a lot, but it's whatever. It still inflates perfectly fine. So that for little mishaps like that, and for it to be made kind of cheap like what it is, all inflatables are really cheap, but that's a little mess up. But also it should have an 80 in my opinion, but it does have a 60. But I would definitely think a tornado fan would be overkill. When I think of circling back to when people say something needs a tornado fan or like a really powerful fan, all I could think of was honestly what I think about is Tim Allen in Home Improvement, more power, and that always that cracks me up every single time when I think about that, especially when people like Josh or someone says that oh, I can push in on it, I think it needs a tornado fan. I think that's all I can think about is more power. But yeah, definitely I'm okay with the fan choice. At least it doesn't have like a cheap fan, or obviously it wouldn't have a cheap fan unless it was maybe if it was a 6-footer, then probably yes, it would have a cheap fan. But it is a 9.5-footer, and I'm very glad that it does have a bass fan, and that it's at least it inflates pretty well rather than inflating like absolute crap. So for quality, I'm gonna go with like a 6 out of 10 because it could be a lot better, but quality is whatever. I like it. Of course, the last category here is price, and price I'm going to go with an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is definitely fair, because, think about if this was sold somewhere else, would it be a higher price? I think definitely it would be $100 flat probably if it was sold at, actually at home. At home I don't think would jack it up, especially since they have the snowman head and the Santa on the present for, that are both 10 foot, I think, for 100. So I definitely think that if this was at home, it would be $100, same. And probably same thing at Home Depot, either 100 to 130 maybe, I don't know. But Lowe's definitely nailed it with the price, because they're still trying to make money, as much money as possible without being overkill, and they have reason. It's a reasonable, to make it advertised as like it's worth $100 when I don't know. If you have the money to spend on it, then definitely, if you have $100 going to Lowe's trying to pick out an inflatable, I definitely think this is at the top of your list if that's your budget. Definitely amazing. I can't wait to see what else I'm gonna be able to review here. I'm already getting ready to start doing Christmas here in a little bit. I'm not really in a rush though, so expect some more reviews here coming soon. And I'm very happy that I was able to get this. I know I'm about to film one review that's going to come out a few days after this, so definitely really cool to think about that. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, let me know what you guys think about it. Overall, I'd give this guy a good 9 out of 10. This is, just strictly for the design and that it's a Yeti that we haven't seen before, and it has a good price, and it's made decent. It's not over the top amazing, but it's also not crap, So definitely amazing. I think that this is worthy of a 9 out of 10, definitely, for such a rare inflatable. Well, not like rare as like they're only making limited qualities of it. I mean, my store on the website said my store actually had like 12 in them, and so I mean, compared to at home that only gets like a few bass fans, like that Snowman family, that's only shipments of 2 each. That's really underwhelming that they're only getting shipments of 2. But this guy actually got a shipment of 12 in. So I'm very glad that they're mass producing this. Well, obviously all of them are mass produced, but like every store gets a good quantity of them, so that everyone has a chance to buy them. So go ahead, go pick it up. I think that definitely with the amount that they're shipping out, I think that this will be around until definitely mid-December, because they're still getting more shipments in. So definitely pretty cool. I love that. I love this design. Give it a 9 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think about it. I can't wait to see what else I'm going to review. But until then, I'm the Inflatable Bastard. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.